Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us today at 9. I'm Zola Crowder. Kevin, it's actually kind of nice out right now, and it's a little bit warmer today.
Yeah, it's one of those things where as you step outside, you may notice something's a little bit off here. We're not dealing with that heavy, dense fog that we were tracking out the door yesterday. It's feeling about 10 to 15, in some spots nudging close to 20 degrees warmer here for a start. 22 degrees warmer if you're waking up down in Versailles, down in Morgan County. 48 degrees what we're up to right now here out at Columbia Regional Airport. Looks like Jefferson City is trying to catch up with us here at 41 degrees back that direction. They've been a little bit slow to warm up. New Bloomfield right at 39 degrees, Chamois at 38 as well back into Harrisburg. So as we get going into the next couple of hours, again, this is one of those trends that we're going to be tracking just about all day long. An uphill climb with some of these numbers here going into this afternoon. I'm tracking just how warm we're going to get coming up here in my first full forecast. Zola.
Back to our coverage of the pandemic this morning. The latest White House Red Zone report is out, showing Missouri now ranks the 9th for its virus positivity rate and 32nd in new cases. According to the report obtained by ABC News, the state saw more than 23,000 new cases over the last week in November. That number is actually down from the week before. The positivity rate stayed level, though, hovering around 18.5% for both weeks. Most of mid-Missouri counties remain in the red zone, along with Columbia and Jefferson City. Because of this, the report recommends an increase in mitigation efforts, saying state and local leaders need to create clear and uniform policies on things like masks and indoor gatherings. They also say testing levels need to increase to find asymptomatic patients who are contributing to the spread. Over the past 2 weeks, officials saw a 30% drop in testing. The UK's National Health Service says there have been 2 cases of allergic reactions from the coronavirus vaccine. The agency says that both patients had a strong history of allergic reactions, causing them to carry EpiPens. The NHS says this is common with new vaccines. They also advised people with a history of significant allergic reactions to avoid getting the shot until more research can be done. Both patients are recovering well this morning. And we'll let you know once we get any new information about these incidents.
I'm going to ask for a masking plan. Everyone for the first 100 days of my administration to wear a mask. It will start with my signing an order on day 1 to require masks where I can under the law. I'll also be working with the governors and mayors to do the same in their states and their cities.
President-elect Joe Biden is again calling for people to wear masks to fight COVID-19. Yesterday, he announced a 3-part plan to combat the virus during his first 100 days in office. That includes a possible order to require masks in federal buildings and on interstate travel, like trains and planes. Right now, only 12 states are without a mask mandate, and Missouri is part of that list. Biden also made commitments to vaccinate 100 million Americans and to reopen most of the nation's schools. At the same time, President Donald Trump is celebrating the expected approval of the first coronavirus vaccine in the U.S. Trump claimed credit for boosting the vaccine effort yesterday, calling the apparent success, quote, somewhat of a miracle. The event comes as the White House tries to install confidence in the distribution of the vaccine, which will largely be handled by the incoming Biden administration. However, Biden officials and drug company representatives were not at yesterday's event. The FDA is expected to meet tomorrow to discuss emergency authorization of Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine. Meanwhile, here in Missouri, some healthcare workers say they're concerned about staffing when it comes to administering a COVID-19 vaccine. A member of the Missouri Nurses Association tells us that she believes the demand of the COVID vaccine will be high once it's available to the public, raising fears that the state won't have enough trained staff to vaccinate citizens. We're told that nursing students and retired nurses could be called to the front lines to help out, which the Boone County Health Department says has worked in the past. MU Healthcare says they are confident that they have enough trained staff to administer the vaccines. And remember, you can always find our full COVID-19 coverage as well as case numbers where you live by going to our website, abc17news.com. And you can also get updates directly to your phone by downloading the ABC 17 News app. In the last half hour, Columbia police confirmed that they responded to the 1400 block of Low Street to a report of shots fired. ABC 17 crews were at the scene, and neighbors did confirm that they heard shots being fired. This is an ongoing investigation. CPD says that no other information is available at this time, and we will update you as soon as we know more. And in an ABC 17 News crime alert this morning, no arrests have been made after a shootout in Northeast Columbia. Neighbors on Andy Drive say they saw two vehicles driving down the street in the opposite directions while shooting at each other. Columbia police found damage to a home and 4 vehicles on the street, but no injuries have been reported. One woman said she thought someone was banging on her door and looked outside to see one of the vehicles involved crash into her friend's vehicle in front of the home. People in the neighborhood say it's not unusual to hear gunshots in the area, but they're not usually seen on that street. Columbia police have confirmed a man was arrested in connection to a shooting last week. 44-year-old Anthony Jones is waking up in the Boone County Jail this morning after he was arrested on Silver Mills Drive last night. Police say that Jones is connected to Friday's shooting on Greeley Drive, which sent one man to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. At last check, no charges have been filed against Jones, and anyone with information about the shooting is asked to call the Columbia Police Department or Crime Stoppers at 573-875-TIPS to stay anonymous. The Missouri State Highway Patrol reported a pedestrian crash in Callaway County this morning. The report says a car struck a pedestrian who was standing in the roadway. ABC 17 News reached out to MU Health this morning, and they say the pedestrian is currently in critical condition. Fire officials are looking into what caused a detached garage to catch fire near downtown Jefferson City. Take a look at this photo that we got from a viewer. You can see the fire coming out of the garage on Wall Way near Cherry Street. Fire officials on the scene say it took 5 fire trucks and more than 15 firefighters to battle the blaze. No one was hurt, but the garage was destroyed. The owner told our crews that he didn't know what could have been the cause of this massive fire. And right now, fire officials say they do not think that the fire was intentionally set. And we're still working to find out what caused another massive fire in Montgomery County. It happened yesterday afternoon at Pearson & Sons Trucks in New Florence. At one point, the flames were even visible from I-70. At least 10 fire departments and the Missouri Department of Natural Resources responded to this fire. Some crews were on the scene for more than 8 hours. We had our crews on the scene around noon yesterday, and there was still heavy smoke in that area. No injuries have been reported, and an investigation into the cause is still ongoing. A Columbia man is expected to spend the next 18 years behind bars for a deadly crash in 2019. Lucas Evans learned his sentence yesterday after he previously pleaded guilty to 3 charges, including involuntary manslaughter. Jordan Hoyt was killed in 2019 after getting into a head-on crash with Evans at Stadium and West Boulevard. Investigators say Evans was driving away from a different crash when the two collided. A plea agreement allowed Evans to avoid a murder trial that was set for April. And we've been looking forward to a big warm-up this week, and that looks to be moving into this afternoon. ABC 17 Storm Track meteorologist Kevin Schneider is tracking just how warm it's going to get in your first forecast. Kevin?
Yeah, Zola, we're going to be looking forward to a lot of sunshine here as we get into this Wednesday, and that's already starting to help out some of these temperatures here. Looking at 48 degrees already doing better than what we got up to yesterday here in Columbia. 47 down toward Osage Beach, Mexico, checking in at 45. 39, though, back toward Boonville. A little bit slow to warm up here as you get west of Highway 63. This is the latest look at that satellite and radar. And again, things looking like they're starting to clear back up. Again, you look back toward the north and west, and that's generally where this cloud cover is coming from. There's not a whole lot left behind this here as we get into the next couple of hours. So a lot of sunshine is going to stick with us here as we get all the way through our Wednesday, and that's going to help those temperatures back into those low to mid 60s later on today. So get out there and enjoy it while we've got it. We know it's not going to last forever here as we get into the middle of December now. Overnight, falling back into those middle 30s. I think we can stay on the right side of freezing here as we get into tonight. So it's going to be another one of those mild starts, and we'll put it to good use here, it looks like, as we get into tomorrow afternoon, back into those low to mid 60s. So we got a pair of days that try to get out there and enjoy here. If we can't maybe necessarily do that today, just opening up some of those windows will do it for our Wednesday. Those winds really not too big of a problem either. That's a little atypical here as we get into these December months. Kind of hard to warm up without some of that wind, but we're doing that today and tomorrow. By Friday, though, things going to be in for some changes here across mid-Missouri. We're going to be tracking our next storm system, and it's going to be bringing some rain chances just about all day long. I'm tracking what to expect and who might even see a few snowflakes on Saturday. Coming up here in my next full forecast.
Up next on ABC 17 News at 9, where the news comes first.
The U.S. Supreme Court has rejected a last chance bid to overturn boat certification in Pennsylvania. Find out what this means for the state coming up.
Return to learn with ABC17News.com. Just click on the tab under the News drop-down menu for access to school reentry plans, in-depth interviews with district leaders, and changes impacting your child's school year. All at ABC17News.com.
The Health Neuroscience Center at the University of Missouri is conducting a research study on smoking behavior in people 18 to 65 years old. Compensation is available for those who qualify. Text SMOKE to 21000 or call 573-340-8636 for more information.
Car crash? Zach's got your back. After your accident, did the insurance company tell you you don't need a lawyer? Don't believe them. I know because I used to work for insurance companies, and I saw what happens behind the scenes. Now, at Zach Kleesner Injury Law, I only work for accident victims, and the only time I talk to insurance companies is to fight for my clients. If you've been injured, call me. Car crash? Call 444-4000. Zach's got your back.
The Health Neuroscience Center at the University of Missouri is conducting a research study on smoking behavior in people 18 to 65 years old. Compensation is available for those who qualify. Text SMOKE to 21000 or call 573-340-8636 for more information.
You gotta go big and bright.
This is unbelievable.
To win the season's most festive fight.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing!
The Great Christmas Light Fight premieres tonight on ABC.
More bills? Got bills?
Bills have you stressed out? We haven't even hit the holidays yet.
We don't want you to be stressed out, so Y107 is going to pay your bills for you.
Submit your bills now, y107.com.
And then be listening weekdays at 7:20 and 2:20.
When you hear your name, you'll have 10 minutes and 7 seconds to call in and win.
Submit your bills now at y107.com.
The holidays are approaching, and that little red dress would be perfect for all the festivities, only it doesn't fit like it used to. Don't panic. If you start now, you can lose up to 2 dress sizes by Christmas with the help of MetaHealth. MetaHealth is the solution for weight loss here in mid-Missouri. Lose up to 1 pound a day with the prescription HCG program. Or try our new anti-obesity drug, Nome, to regulate appetite, reduce cravings, increase energy, and boost metabolism. At MetaHealth, we offer you the keys to successful weight management. Call today.
CashNetUSA.com, man. I help when money's tight.
If approved, you may get the money you need as soon as the same business day. Get the cash you need fast. Apply online today. Go to CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Auto or truck accident, workers' comp or social security case, or a case of nursing home abuse. Call Nicholas, Perot, Smith, Kohler, and Wall. One call, we do it all. 722-2222.
ABC 17 Storm Track weather can be heard on Zimmer radio stations like Classic Rock 96.7, KCMQ. You're watching ABC 17 News at 9 a.m., where the news comes first.
Welcome back. A case surrounding the mortgage giants Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac will hit the Supreme Court today. The ruling could make it easier for the president to fire the head of the Federal Housing Finance Agency, which oversees Fannie and Freddie. It could also reverse an agreement between the companies and the government that sent $246 billion in profits to the Treasury in compensation for the taxpayer bailout they received after the 2007 housing market crashed. The House of Representatives moved forward on a defense policy bill despite veto threats from President Trump. The 335-78 vote in favor of the $740 billion defense measure passed yesterday. President Trump wants the measure to include tighter restrictions on social media giants, and he also wants Congress to take out part of the defense bill that allows military-based names after Confederate leaders to be renamed. The defense bill now goes to the Senate. President-elect Joe Biden continues to add new names to his administration. His latest additions are Ohio Rep. Marcia Fudge for Housing and Urban Development Secretary and Tom Vilsack for our Agricultural Secretary. Fudge is a former chair of the Congressional Black Caucus and was just elected to a 7th term representing Ohio. Vilsack spent 8 years as head of the U.S. Department of Agriculture under President Obama and served 2 terms as Iowa governor. Turning back to the COVID-19 pandemic this morning, the Trump administration is offering a $916 billion relief package that includes another direct payment to most Americans. Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin made the offer to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi late afternoon yesterday. There's not a lot of details here, but it does reportedly include a $600 stimulus payment for individuals and $1,200 for couples. The entire bill is slightly more than $908 billion plan that the Senate has proposed. But in a joint statement, Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer called the offer unacceptable, saying it cuts funding for unemployment insurance. In Your Voice, Your Vote 2020 election coverage this morning, the U.S. Supreme Court has rejected a last chance bid to overturn vote certification in Pennsylvania. Without comment, the court refused to call into question the state's certification process during yesterday's hearing. The ruling means that Pennsylvania's 20 electoral votes will stay with Joe Biden. The president-elect's team responded to the ruling, saying, quote, dozens of courts have rejected Trump and his allies, debunked and murderless claims, and now the highest court in the land has joined them without a single dissent. Even in Pennsylvania's votes have been reversed to President Donald Trump, Biden still would have had the more than 270 electoral votes needed to win the White House. And the U.S. Army says it has fired or suspended 14 officers and enlisted soldiers among a widespread pattern of violence at Fort Hood in Texas. Actions taken yesterday come after a year that saw at least 25 soldiers at the base die from suicide, homicide, or accidents. Army Secretary Ryan McCarthy said those issues are directly related to failed leadership at Fort Hood. Other problems McCarthy discussed included sexual assault and harassment at the base. It comes after an independent panel's investigation into those problems.
Well, if you've been a little bit slow to string up some of those Christmas lights, it looks like we've got a pair of beautiful days to knock that out. Unfortunately, you want to get them up by Friday. I'm tracking the return of rain and even some snow chances when we come back.
This segment of ABC 17 News is sponsored by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
Are you experiencing painful bunions? Fix it right the first time with the JCMG Podiatry Group. With Lapiplasty 3D Bunion Correction, we correct the root cause of your painful bunion with a procedure which has a demonstrated low rate of recurrence, differing from traditional bunionectomies. You can get back to walking in a boot within a few days after surgery, and you won't need a cast. From moderate to severe, the Lapiplasty procedure has shown to be effective in treating painful bunions. Get back to the activities you love. Call us today or visit our website for more information.
Like you, my hands are everything to me. But I was diagnosed with Dupuytren's contracture, and it got to the point where things I took for granted got tougher to do. Thought surgery was my only option. Turns out, I was wrong. So when a hand specialist told me about non-surgical treatments, it was a total game changer. Like you, my hands have a lot more to do. Learn more at faxonhand.com today.
After a car accident, here's what it means when people say Zach's got your back. It means I'll fight to get everything you deserve, and you don't pay me anything unless I win your case.
Through flooding, severe storms, and a virus impacting our lives, ABC 17 News and Storm Track Weather are here for you, tracking and alerting to keep you informed with live updates on recovery and progress. ABC 17 News and Storm Track Weather.
When you have an accident, it's important to find someone you can trust to make sure the repairs are done right. At Fletcher Performance and Paint, we go the extra mile to make sure you and your car are taken care of. Our expert staff will make your car look brand new. We also clean and sanitize your car for your health and safety. We even let you upload pictures of your car to our website so we can give you an estimate without even leaving your home. When you need repairs done right, remember, it's FPP easy as 1, 2, 3. Fletcher Performance and Paint.
You're watching ABC 17 News at 9 a.m. on KMIZ, where the news comes first.
Welcome back. Well, I'm kind of excited about the weather we're seeing right now. Missouri is trying to figure out what it's doing this winter. What can we expect?
Yeah, it seems like we've kind of been on a bit of a roller coaster ride here over the last couple of weeks, and it looks like we're going uphill as we get into this morning here. A lot of sunshine is going to be greeting us out the door as we get into our Wednesday. This is a live look on the University of Missouri's campus being blinded by the light here, it looks like here as we get into this Wednesday. 48 degrees is what we're already up to, knocking on the door of 50 degrees here. Places like Camdenton have already knocked down the door here of 50 as we get into this 9 o'clock hour. Macon still a little bit behind the rest of us here, hanging on to those upper 30s. But all of us, again, across the board, getting off to a warmer start here than what we were tracking at this time as we got into our Tuesday. So that's at least a little bit of good news, along with some of that sunshine. And again, the reason for that jet stream's retreated well up to our north. So anything south of there, we can kind of imagine some of that warmer air kind of filling the void here as we get into the next couple of days. Unfortunately, though, it looks like that's going to be diving back off toward the south and kind of rebuilding itself as we get into Friday and Saturday. That's another storm system that's going to come roaring across mid-Missouri. That's going to bring us those rain chances. So maybe a little more added incentive to maybe get out and enjoy some of these area parks. Whatever you want to do it outside. 64 degrees today. 63 is where we got us at tomorrow. I think tomorrow's going to be pretty much a copy and paste of what we're tracking today. Latest look at future track, though. Changes on the way as we get into Friday here. As we get into the final day of this work week, here come those rain chances here as we get into the early morning hours on Friday. Really, you want to have that umbrella with you all day long because it looks like those rain chances are going to be sticking around throughout the day. It'll be coming and going. It's not going to be necessarily a washout. I think those rain chances going to kind of be on and off throughout our Friday. Saturday's where things look a little bit more interesting. And the latest update from Future Tracks, at least keeping us dry here as we move some of that cooler and drier air in on the backside of this system. If we can hold on to that moisture long enough on Saturday, may even see a few snowflakes. But again, the heaviest of the snow is going to be well up to our north and west here as you get into places like southern Iowa. So again, we're staying away from the big problems from old man winter, but it is going to be feeling like winter as we get into Saturday and Sunday especially. Sunday, I think we're going to be stuck in the 30s, Zola. We close out that work week, but it looks like we're going to be rebounding by Monday and Tuesday, so we're not stuck in the freezer forever.
Definitely. I'm kind of hoping we see a little bit of snow. I'm kind of itching for that winter weather without just the cold breeze, you know, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, if it's going to be cold, it might as well do something here. I'm with you on that, but I think we're staying away from the snow, at least for now. Hopefully we can track maybe something a little more exciting in the weeks to come.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yep.
In an ABC 17 News traffic alert this morning, drivers in Columbia should expect to see lane closures on College Avenue later today. The University of Missouri is installing fiber optic cables under the intersection of College and Rollins. Because of this, the northbound driving lane of College Avenue will close at 9 this morning, just south of Rollins. Work is expected to be finished by 3 this afternoon. Another project will be closing lanes of traffic on several streets across South Columbia over the next week. Sidewalk and lane closures are expected on West Green, Meadows, Forum, Burwood, and Lemon Industrial while AT&T installs new wireless facilities. Work is expected to last between 8 in the morning and 5 each day, but two-way traffic will be kept at all locations during the project. Work is expected to be finished next Wednesday. And in Jefferson City, one lane of Southwest Boulevard is expected to be shut down while crews make water main repairs. That lane closure will happen in the 1300 block of Southwest Boulevard, which is just south of Stadium. Two-way traffic will be kept by diverting drivers into the center turn lane, but people are still being urged to find a different route. All these projects are weather permitting and could be delayed. Going back to the COVID-19 in mid-Missouri, 17,000 fewer people flew in and out of Columbia Regional Airport during the Thanksgiving holiday. Even though the number compared to last year is low, it is pretty steady to the previous months during the coronavirus pandemic. COU manager Mike Parks says he thinks that the number will stay around the same for Christmas. The Missouri Ethics Commission fined a Jefferson City political group for postcards it sent this summer. The MEC says Jefferson City area Indivisible didn't report spending hundreds of dollars to send postcards supporting Medicaid expansion. The postcards also didn't say who paid for them. The group agreed to pay $200 within 45 days to settle the issue. We asked the group for a comment but have not heard anything back yet. A St. Louis County prosecuting attorney announced there will be no charges connected to the officer-involved shooting death of Terry Tillman in August 2019. After a foot chase with officers, video apparently shows Tillman pointing his gun at an officer before the officer shoots and kills Tillman. The attorney's team says officers were right to pursue Tillman because of the potential threat to the public. ABC 17 Storm Track meteorologist Kevin Schneider will have one last look at your forecast when we come back.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. Everything keeps changing. I'm sure glad you're here.
There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
I'm a patriot and a mechanic, which means I know the difference between a symbol and a tool. The American flag is a symbol of everything that I would die to defend. This is a tool. It says nothing about my politics. I wear it to protect the people that I love. We have a job to do, and this is the right tool for that job.
Almost 60 years, Downtown Appliance Home Center has supported our community. Donations to Central Missouri Honor Flight, local sports teams, and many nonprofit organizations. Downtown Appliance proudly gives back. With their low price guarantee, Downtown Appliance and the Sleep Shop offer brands you trust like GE Appliances and Serta Mattresses. Many reasons why it's important today and every day to support small businesses and keep your dollars local. Here in your community when you need them. Downtown Appliance Home Center.
I had to pack up all my things. I had to leave my home. And I never knew where I was going next. But then you came along.
There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
Socket is ABC 17's exclusive provider of local telephone service. With Socket, now you have a choice. Call Socket at 1-800-SOCKET-3.
One of the biggest pillars at ABC 17 News is breaking news. We're going to be there for you. We're going to be there to show you what is it like on the ground, letting them know and walking them through. Here's what we're doing to get that information. I think really helps any viewer. If we can be on the scene for our viewers in a critical time of need, we're going to gain their trust. And I think that's the biggest thing you could possibly have as a journalist.
We are ABC 17 News, where the news comes first.
Introducing the best gift idea ever. Give a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership. They'll get fuel savings every time they shop. Plus, our Redline premium service hotline. Plus, free online delivery and free express pickup. Plus, a personal online shopper. Plus, exclusive offers every month like a free bouquet. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus really does equal more. Make someone's Christmas with a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership today.
Joy. It comes in all shapes and sizes. Joy can fill our homes and feed our souls. Joy can light up the sky and bring the biggest smile to the smallest face. Every kid deserves a little joy. A toy. It's not just a thing. It's a chance to share joy with each other and say your joy matters. This holiday season, help to share the joy and feed the love. Donate a new unwrapped toy to Toys for Tots. Go to toysfortots.org/feedthelove for details.
And welcome back. Continuing to track some beautiful weather set to unfold here as we get into our Wednesday. Temperature is going to be working their way back into the low to mid 60s. We may even sneak out a few upper 60s later on today. I think we're going to stay out of 70 degrees, but you never know. We'll be rooting for that here as we get into this afternoon. More sunshine here as we get into Thursday. More of the same here with those low to mid 60s tomorrow. Unfortunately, though, it's not lasting forever. Looks like it's cooling down as we get into this weekend.
This is some beautiful December weather. Thank you guys so much for joining us today this morning. We'll catch you later.
You wanted to go into